Okay, so there were a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today. But before I talk about them, I wanted to share this book with you. It's called All My Friends Are Dead. It's by Avery Monson and Jory John. So yeah, it was really cute. It was really funny, and it's like really basic. It's like literally that's like the longest page. Okay, that's not the longest page, but like all the pages are like really short. And it's called All My Friends Are Dead. Which sounds kind of morbid, but it's pretty funny, and you should check them out. So what I did want to talk about today were two videos that I saw and I had commentary about. And you might be like, late, 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 late. This is so late. How come you're reacting to this now? But whatever. So the first one is Robin Thicke's video called Blurred Lines. And I don't really listen to the radio very much, so it wasn't like I like heard the song and I was like, oh, this is a cool song, and then I like went online and watched the video and I was like, what is going on in this video? It wasn't really like that. It was like I watched the clean version of Blurred Lines, which is like these women who are like scantily clad with like really horrible outfits. I don't know if you can even call them that, but they're just wearing these like plain shirts and like not and like red lipstick and like just not I don't know, just very scandalous looking stuff, and they're just dancing around the video just like, oh, I'm so cute, and like, oh, my hair, and like, oh, look at me. Like they're just very airhead, rocks for brains, bimbo-y, sorry, kind of women. And then there's an explicit version, as if this version didn't have enough innuendo, so there was an explicit version. And in that version, there's a lot of this, a lot of visibility right here. Um, and then they wear like nude underwear to kind of fake you out, like, oh, I'm naked. No, I'm not. Oh, oh, oh. So um, it's just really interesting the lengths that they went to make it look like they were naked and just like really sexualize the women. Conversely, Robin Thicke, Pharrell, I think Pharrell, and T.I., I'm gonna have to double check that, but those three, they are fully clothed business suit, like pimping, they're just a lot higher up, obviously, in rank, and they're just objectifying these women left and right. Like, the whole video is just these girls dressed really not dressed, I should say. Like, oh, I'm riding a bike, and like, oh, there's a car in my back. I'm so hot. Like, whatever. So I didn't like that video because they objectified the women so much. And um, I was reading an article that was on National Public Radio's website, and it was just talking about how, I don't know, kind of like this way of looking at women. I mean, this isn't new or anything. This is like old stuff. But this way of looking at women is just like very commonplace, which is pretty sad to me. And I didn't like it. But one point that I will say, that a friend of mine, I talked about this with her, and she was like, you know what? We should respect the fact that these women chose to do this, like be portrayed in this way. Now, I'm not saying I agree with it, because I could watch that and always be offended by it forever and always. But it just kind of changed my perspective. Like, wow, maybe, I don't want women like that to pull me over to their side and tell me that, oh, you have to dress super sexy and hot in order to like get a guy or like whatever. Probably as much as they wouldn't want me to pull them over to my side and be like, hey, why don't you dress modestly and be respectable? Um, And even though I feel a certain way towards the way they allowed themselves to be portrayed, and the fact that they look like a bunch of shallow, vapid women who have nothing to contribute to society besides their body and their sex, and um, it it makes me sad because I feel like uh, as a black woman, I have to constantly I feel like I have to constantly prove myself to like white America and to men, and like then women like the ones in this video decide that they want to look and act this way and be represented, and they represent me, they represent women, but because that's what men are going to see. I don't know, it makes me upset. It's frustrating that like you kind of have to wrestle with that. So those are my feelings about the Robin Thicke video. Video number 2, Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus. Her Can't Stop Us, or We Can't Stop, whatever it's called. First of all, every time I see Miley Cyrus, I'm like, what happened? What happened, Miley? What happened? I mean, we could say that about a lot of stars, what happened, but seriously, Miley Cyrus, what happened? What happened, girl? I did not like that video. The way she is in that, okay, when I see Miley Cyrus nowadays, I'm just like, girl, you done lost your mind. She looks so ratchet, like on every level. She looks crazy. Um, she just does so many crazy things. So with Miley Cyrus, that's how I feel towards her. But then the video, there's so many little things you have to watch it. But there's so many little things that I could pull out that I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I don't get it. What are you doing? But referring back to that article that I read, they kind of put it in the best words. They basically said that like today's youth, or even just like society, today's young people, because that encompasses young adults, anyone trying to be young, I don't know, partiers, but the people of today, it's like they're flirting with the line between um, fun and then what's dangerous, or um, like how far can we push the limits, and they don't highlight consequences because that's not fun. Like fun to think about, like we shouldn't do coke because we don't want to be addicted to drugs or whatever. There's a lot of this, and I get that this is what the media feeds the masses, but it scares me that many people, a lot of people, the majority of the masses don't question this stuff. They just eat it. They just allow the media to stuff their face with garbage. And I'm not even just talking about the quality of the music today, which is a whole different thing. Just garbage of like, do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whomever you want, and everything's fine, everything's good, you'll never get in trouble. Like, there are no consequences. Like, what is up? What is going on with today's society? I don't get it. But maybe that's just me. Maybe everybody else is on board and they understand. But I see stuff like that and I get frustrated, and I don't understand how we live in 2013 and women are still like for everything, and like that whatever, just like women allowing themselves to be objectified, I guess, or people partying too much. There comes a point where it's too much, seriously. So those are just my thoughts, and maybe you agree with me, maybe you disagree with me, but I'd like to hear, because that's what makes us more educated. So when we talk about the things that don't make sense to us and hear the opinions of other people and learn from one another. So hit me up, let me know. Until next time.